Alrighty then, I think it's about time that we go ahead and start the filming now, cause it is 12:52 in the AM and I got like 5 pages to get through, and knowing me, it's gonna take me about 45 motherfucking minutes cause I can't seem to talk right once I hit the motherfucking record button. Even though I got through that pretty, never mind. Hello everyone, welcome to the Killer Countdown, where I rank all of my favorite kills and all of your favorite horror movies and franchises. My name is Rashawn Bass, and today we're going to be taking a look at Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, which was released in 1988 and directed by John Buechler. This installment has a total of 16 kills, but before I get to my official rankings, let me go over the victims I will not be including. John Shepard and Sandra, who were both drowned. Number 3 is Eddie, number 4 is Jane, and number 5 goes to David, but there is an honorable mention for the creepy shot of Jason we get when the lightning strikes and he's standing in the corner. Now, with a total of 5 omissions, here are my top 11 kills in The New Blood. At number 11 goes to Michael, who was stabbed with a tent spike in the back. This kill left much to be desired, but the only reason why I even ranked it at all is mainly because of how menacing Jason looked. Starting at my top 10 goes to Amanda Shepard, who was stabbed in the back with a brush hook. This was my last straw when it came to Dr. Cruz. He was just a complete asshole, and every time I saw this kill, it just enraged me that much more, and I just couldn't stand his character with a passion, with him basically sacrificing Mr. Shepard to Jason. And at the 9th spot, we've got Ben, who had his head crushed. The New Blood is the 5th consecutive movie where someone's head got crushed, so it's pretty repetitive at this point. It did make me cringe imagining his teeth and jaw crushing together under the pressure of Jason's hands. So, for just sort of a unique angle, I guess you could say, when it comes to the head crushing, so I'll give him that one. At number 8, we've got Dr. Cruz, who was split open with a saw. He was the second to last kill, so it took quite a while for his time to actually come to die, which I did actually like. I had to deal with his existence for what felt like an eternity. And once his time to die actually arrived, this is where the negatives kick in for me. I waited all this time, and this is what we get, just a little slice on the tummy and the stupid cross-eyed look. I feel like we were definitely robbed, but it's not the movie's fault because the MPAA did actually interfere heavily with this movie and forced, the editors to cut out a lot of the gore, so I feel like this movie had tons of potential that we just couldn't see because it would get an X rating otherwise. In at the 7th spot goes to Dan, who had his heart punched out through his back and his neck snapped. It went by pretty quick and certainly didn't show as much gore like when Alan had his heart punched out in the 6th installment, but what I did like was the shot of Jason walking up behind him. It was pretty tense and gave me goosebumps. At number 6 is Kate, who got stabbed with a party horn in her eye. I know it went by, pretty quickly, but what I loved the most was actually the sound effects of the horn going off as he pushed it into her skull. Just listen to this. Who in their right mind would have thought Jason would use a party horn to kill somebody? This is when you know they started running out of ideas. Starting up my top 5 is Russell, who was hit in the face with an axe. Watching this back makes me cringe every time. We've seen plenty of people get hit in the face with an axe, but imagining the axe impact his face from the bottom to top, splitting it in half, is a nightmare situation that I personally would never want to experience. And at number 4 is Robin, who was thrown out of a window. The movie did a great job building suspense, especially the music score, which matched perfectly and caused my heart to practically beat out of my chest. Seeing Jason walk up to her slowly and grab Robin by the neck was intimidating. Then we get an excellent slow-mo shot of Robin falling to her death, capped off with a hilarious faceplant onto the ground. Starting out my top 3 goes to Melissa, who was hit in the face with an axe. She was a complete bitch and she deserved this, no doubt about it. She wasn't doing herself any favors not heeding Nick and Tina's warnings about Jason. Once she opens the door, Jason's like, "Hey yo, is this where the party's at?" Then he's like, "I asked you a question, bitch." Throws Melissa like a rag doll, leaving me completely satisfied about her demise. At number 2 is Maddie, who was stabbed with a scythe, or hook. I love the chase sequence in the cat and mouse game in the barn. Jason hears her shuffling behind the wall, so to avoid detection, she crawls under the partition, peeks to see Jason walk into the area she just left, where the creepiest shot of Jason occurs before he walks off. Maddie scurries back to where she came from and presses up against the wall. We then get this fantastic shot of Jason grabbing the hook, and that's when we see his arms bust through the wall to dispatch Maddie. Unfortunately, it was off screen, but the scene leading up to it was enough to skyrocket this to number 2. And if any fan of this franchise knows this movie, number 1 is no surprise. It goes to Judy, who was hit up against a tree in her sleeping bag. This is a fan favorite and for a good reason. And this showcases Jason's strength when only needing one swing to beat a fatal blow, even though the original cut was supposed to feature multiple hits and actually include a lot more blood, but once again, MPAA stepped in, interfered, and he had to dumb it down to just the one hit and much less blood. But this is the only time in the movie where their interference actually paid off well for us, because we ended up getting one of the most iconic and memorable kills out of the entire franchise. And here are my official rankings for Friday the 13th Part 7. In the comment section below, tell me exactly how you'll rank all these kills. Once again, my name's Rashawn Bass, this is the Killer Countdown. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to join the Killer Countdown clan. Just don't go burning any crosses now.